Hello and welcome to day 4 of our class, and a couple of things I've noticed I want to bring to your attention. One is I did something different this semester. Usually I give you an assignment I call the scavenger hunt, and it's a document you download with about 20 questions, and all the questions come from the coursework, all the web pages that we have in our class, and from the textbook, things like that. And it's a simple enough quiz if you go through all of the coursework and find the answers, because they're there. Didn't do that this semester, and I'm noticing something interesting. People are sending me lots of questions about how do I do this, where do we find this, where does this go, where is this at. Simple questions that would have been answered if they'd have just had that scavenger hunt and have done it. What I'm doing this semester is something different. Like I said, I'm going to give you a quiz on Wednesday of next week that's going to be like that scavenger hunt. So I made a suggestion, I think, on one of my videos, the welcome one, I believe, said that you might want to print out some of the pages. I might want to print out all the pages for future reference, because sometimes it's easier to have a hard copy with you when you're looking through things, even if you're not doing a quiz. But your quiz that you have on Wednesday of next week, the 31st, will be from questions about things that are on our website, on our classroom website. So you want to go through all that, look at the videos, check out what's going on. The other thing is in the discussions and in your emails. I've mentioned this before and I'll mention it again. Sometimes I give a little amnesty the first week to students after I've graded their discussions and taken off so many points because of their mechanical errors in grammar and spelling and punctuation. So be sure that you use your spell checker, and be sure that you proof. I had an interesting question in the cyber cafe. We were talking about that video that I have with the there, and there. The homonyms, the 3 words that sound alike but spell differently and have different meanings. And what happens with a spell checker, sometimes you might use there wrong. You might say they went to their house and you put T-H-E-R-E. If you have like an autocorrect in Word, it might do it that way. It won't show up in your spell checker as being misspelled because it's spelled correctly. You have a grammar checker too in Word. You might want to use that and it will pick that up. But you might want to proof it. We'll talk more about revising and how people edit their work later on. Some people do it just from the computer screen. Some people need a hard copy. I need a hard copy. I've made mistakes, and in fact, a couple of students have found errors I made, and I gave them extra credit. So be aware of that. You might want to type your post, even your replies to people, type them offline, spelling and grammar check, then copy and paste. Another thing about the discussions. Be sure that you go back and respond to people who have responded to your post, especially like the introduction, the first discussion we had this week. I had a couple of students, I had one in particular who posted on the very first day, the 25th, but hasn't been back in since then, or hasn't checked her post since the 25th, because there's been 7 people that have replied to her introduction, and she hasn't responded back to it. Now, if you noticed on the rubric that I have for that discussion, you get 5. It's 5 points, which seems small for replying back to people who responded to your post. But you miss that 5 points only. Out of the 50, you've got 45. That's still only a 90, and that's a B. So if I'm not responding to the people who replied to your initial post, like the introductions in this case, you've already gone from an A, even if you got all your spelling correct and your introduction was correct and you responded to 3 other students' introductions, you did all that, didn't have the dreaded re, things like that, you're still only going to wind up with a B because you didn't respond to the people who responded to your post. So be very careful on that, and at least log in and check that first. That's usually what I do when I go into class. I check all the ones that I responded to and see if they responded back to me. So, remember those points, and I will talk to you later.